Hello, St. Louis. Welcome to OnSTL.com.
Today's segment is sponsored by Sterling Transportation and Limousine Service. 2 words, Valentine's Day. Do I have to really say more? The number is 222-1700. Get in there now while you can. Joy is not here today because we couldn't tape yesterday because of the snow. And we have with us here a special guest and a special surprise for our special guest. We have Timmy Reynolds from Boyfriend and Chuck from Boyfriend. Chuck, I've heard so many pronunciations of your last name. Give it to us.
Puttawitter.
Puttawitter.
Or Jones, whatever you want to
Can we just stick with Chuck?
Stick with Chuck.
Timmy played drums for Boyfriend at the Jets, a.k.a. the Jets, back in the late 70s, early 80s here in St. Louis. And because Joy isn't here, gentlemen, I asked someone else to join us today. Someone who would know as much about you, probably a lot more than Joy knows about you. Gary, come on in. You guys at one time were on a program on KSHE called Seeds. In fact, you were the first guest. Gary Colander.
Wow. What's up, buddy? All right.
Gary Colander was
He's got
the host
more hair
of
than he used to have, too.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
How you doing, Gary? Good.
Hey, Gary, good to see you, man.
Chuck, you and I are like the hairless here. With,
Yeah.
They were your first guest on Seeds, the program you did. Oh, here, let me turn this up for you.
Oh,
are you okay there? you can turn it right
let
there.
me bring something out of my attaché here, okay? Because there's some things I want to show them.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yeah, he has a
These
collection
aren't
with him.
discriminating, are they?
This will answer a lot of questions. Now, you guys are getting back together after. Now, you had a reunion at the pageant in 2010, right? Okay, please come on
Yes,
from the
we did
microphone.
the Stages reunion at the pageant, and it was awesome. There was 7 bands that used to play stages all the time. It was a great crowd. We had a lot of fun doing that. And since then, we thought it's a great idea to get back together here and there and do a couple of Boyfriend reunion shows.
And you still think it's a great idea?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. I do.
I don't know. I'm awful tired.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's a great idea.
Exactly.
It
And
is.
as a matter of fact, you're working on a new album, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Now, your first album was what Gary Colander featured on Seeds. What do you have here, Gary?
Not really.
Take your
It was
time.
not an album.
No.
But the day when I announced the solicitation of tapes for people to bring in the tapes, there were 2 groups that brought them in the next day when I was on. And I believe, Tim, you brought them up
Probably.
that
yes.
very first day.
This is like This Is Your Life. Remember that show?
There you go. Whoa,
Look at
there
that.
we go.
Wow.
There's the actual letter. You guys had a real typewriter.
Wow, we did.
And
Look
type
at
Wow,
that
look
up.
at that. That's old,
Now,
man.
that looks kind of professional.
How many of those did you do? Was it just that one?
You know,
Probably.
It was
might
a
have been.
promo
It
card.
might have
Bio
been.
and everything.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
bios in each one of us.
I was
Okay.
23 then, huh?
Tim, you were 20 years old.
Yep, 20 years old.
You know, when we first
Yeah,
started
age 20. Yeah,
in
Bob was 21.
high school, we had a high school
Now-
band together. Timmy, we had to get work permits for him to play in clubs.
I believe
You guys
you've
went,
been playing a
you
number
went to
of years.
Pattonville, right?
Yes.
Right.
I went to Rittner. Get out.
Yeah, we got a
Interview's
rivalry
over.
right here. Rivalry right here.
And the first Seed show, here's the lineup right there.
These are
There
the
we
songs they
are.
played? The songs you
the-
played
the-
on
the-
Seeds
the-
started
the-
with the
the
Jets.
Started with the Jets.
You were the
They were
Jets,
the very
right.
Stepping
first
over
band.
Daddy.
Wow.
Okay, now are you guys playing any of these songs still?
No, we're not playing those. No, we're not.
It's for You was the very first song Bob and I wrote.
Yeah, you have a video now of the new song, which we're hearing a little bit of right now and seeing as we talk about it on this album you're working on. Tell us about that album.
We started that last June. Hard for 4 guys to get together anymore.
Yeah.
It's just about finished. Bob's got a little bit to do on the vocals still. And what it is, it's songs we wrote back in the day that didn't make it on the album. So we decided, hey, let's...
And we were going to do a second album that never happened, and so these songs were supposed to be on the second album. But now, 30 years later, so
Yeah.
there
Now,
they are.
when's the last time you were on stage in front of an audience? Was it 2010 at the
No,
pageant?
we
No,
did something,
a year and a half ago. We did a Boyfriend reunion a year and a half ago.
And tell us about the response of the audience. Tim, you were talking about how surprised you were. How
It's
people-
amazing. I can't believe how people just get so excited. Like when Peggy called me, people get really excited about seeing us, and it's
Who would have thunk?
it's really it's really
It brings back
cool.
memories.
Yeah,
It brings back
yeah,
memories.
it really does. It's really cool.
And Timmy, today you still do hairstyling, right?
Yes, I own a hair salon in Maryland Heights.
Do you do your own?
Does it look like it?
Will you do mine?
Hey,
I
I
need a little.
do my own.
I might need to do Gary's though
There
for
you
sure.
go.
And Chuck, what do you do now?
I'm a project manager for a construction company.
See, he's got a real job.
Yeah,
I've been doing that for
Got into the real world.
years.
What about the other guys?
Bob does produce, and John is just a freelance handyman guy.
Wow, so really, it is difficult to get together regularly.
Very, yes.
Are you like practicing in a basement every day?
We're having a rehearsal today.
Not every day.
12:30 at my house today. So the last rehearsal today.
And what's going to happen? Are you working up to some big show? Or an album release show or something?
Well, I mean, we're hoping that I don't think the CD will be done by Saturday.
Nah, we were hoping it was
Yeah,
gonna
we
be,
were
but-
hoping it was going to be. I don't think it will be, but it'll be fun. It'll just be a good show. Just it's stuff that we used to do in the clubs, and then we're doing 10, 12 different originals in these sets. And
Now, back when you walked into Gary Colander when he was at Casey doing Seeds, and you brought your first tape, it was probably on a reel-to-reel or cassette.
it was
Reel to reel.
reel.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys.
Back then, you had to get an album deal, you had to get a label. How has it changed for you? What are you going to do this time? Are you going to be using iTunes? Are you going to be...
Yes, using iTunes as much as possible,
Yeah.
and just Facebook and the internet as much as possible. I mean, it seems like the only way to go.
Okay, so what can we tell people where they can see you, where they can find you? How about your Facebook page?
We do have a new Facebook page, Boyfriend STL, and I mean, just
Check there for whatever's
check
coming
there.
up.
Yeah, that we'll be putting everything that comes up on there. So,
Timmy and Chuck, both, thank you very much for coming in
thank
today.
you. Thanks for having us. Good to see you
a lot.
guys. Thank you.